right there. As soon as I get done, give me something right now. Bro, I'll be right down. Yeah, as soon as I get done. All right. Yeah. See you down there, bro. All right. Bye bye. All right, that I just had to take care of some outside podcast business, but video, and this is the wrestling news. October 14, 2024, where I'm going to be talking about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you assassinators need to know. Man, it felt like if it's been weeks since the last time I made a wrestling news video, considering I had to make some like wrestling reviews and some football news videos and stuff like that. Like, so yeah. So I hardly made like a few wrestling news videos this past week, but now it's like I'm gonna be making more of them often, except on Thursdays. But yeah, expect there's gonna be plenty more wrestling, continuing consistently getting more wrestling content. But yeah, without any further delay, let's get started. And we got the spoiler results like news about Monday Night Raw tonight on the October 14, 2024 episode. And this is your the fair warning, like, so if you don't want to be spoiled, I would suggest you to skip into the next video. Skip into the next subject we're going to be talking about, like in the next 20 seconds. But if you're watching this live, I would be suggesting you to not watch it for like at least for an extra 20 minutes. But yeah. Anyways, WWE taped the October 14th episode of Monday Night Raw in the Enterprise Center in St. Louis, Missouri on October 7th, 2020. October 7th of this year, of course. Like, the event was packed and thrilling action. Like, and there are a spoiler result. So like with Rhea Ripley calls out Raquel Rodriguez, but Tiffany Stratton stepped in with a message from Nia Jax. Like this distraction allowed Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez to ambush Ripley and Stratton, like and the women's tag team champions Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill retained their tag controls. Kyrie Sane and Io Sky, and this is where we finally seen the return of the War Raiders, formerly known as the Viking Raiders, on the main roster. Like with most specifically, Eric and Ivar made a very strong impactful return, like defeating Alpha Academy in the process, which was Otis and Akira Tozawa in the tag team action. We got R-Truth scored a surprise win like over the Miz after interference from Karrion Kross in the Final Testament, who tossed Truth back into the ring, letting Miz continue his attack. Braun Breaker also scored a victory against Kofi Kingston. And finally, the tag match between Tiffany Stratton and Rhea Ripley and what's her name? Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez ended in chaos when Nia Jax attacked everyone, resulting in a no contest. And for those that are want to be spoiled, that want to hear this news report, like about what's going to be this tonight, in the pre-taped episode of Monday Night Raw on October 14th, and are you absolutely hyped about it? And like, if you have a favorite match or segment that's on tonight's Raw, like which one is it that I just explained what's going to be happening on the 2-hour broadcast? Let me know down below. Which match you're looking forward to watching or segment. We got some CM Punk news on the situation of the reason behind him not working at WWE Crown Jewel this year, like in next month's event, like with the Straight Edge Superstar opened the October 7th episode of Raw and made it clear that he was in a lot of pain and that he would be taking some time off. Like, television being unsure when he would return. It was confirmed that he will not be appearing at Crown Jewel next month, and the reason behind his absence has been revealed. The 2024 WWE Crown Jewel is scheduled for Saturday, November 2nd, 2024, in the Mohamed Abdul in Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. As reported earlier, CM Punk is not expected to appear at the upcoming Saudi show, which would explain his absence. While speaking on the Fightful Selects Q&A podcast, Sean Ross Sapp was asked about the reason behind CM Punk not working the premium live event. Sapp noted that if it was due to something from a moral standpoint and things he said in the past. He he mentioned, I think it's abundantly clear that he's not working the Saudi show because of something from a moral standpoint, and probably the things he said prior. I mean, not poor, prior. Obviously, don't have a Y and an L, and also let alone two L's. I meant to say prior, in regarding CM Punk's past comments, about his stance, on WWE's working in Saudi Arabia. The Miz appeared on WWE Backstage back in 2020, back early 2020, where he had a few choice words for CM Punk. This led to the response of the Second City Savior, where he said, "Go Go suck a bloody money covered you know what in Saudi Arabia, you effing dork." The Miz and CM Punk have clearly buried the hatchet since then, but the Second City Saint remains unfazed when it comes to his stance on Saudi Arabia. Therefore, fans may not see Punk until Survivor Series, where he and what are your thoughts? And do you think this is a good idea that CM Punk skipped the Saudi show, due to these? Even though it's been 4 years, but it seems like that Saudi Arabia probably has a problem with Punk saying that, unless he come up with a convincing apology, which that could possibly, I'll say, which I think that could happen. If he want, that's only if he wants to go to Saudi Arabia to have to work in a match or some kind of an angle there, for WWE when they have their annual show, which it could be in the next year or so. And do you think that could happen down the line? I'm not 100% sure, but if he wanted to, I think he would. But that all depends and determines onto that matter. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section right down below. But I think it's best for both sides of the party, that they that is home in America. Yeah, take and spend some time with his wife and dog. Have a little family time, a family R&R, I guess you could say. But but yeah, let's move on to the next news. But yeah, I think it's best for him to take some time off and just not show up, and there'll be a little chaos going on, which I don't think they would happen. Even if he did went to Saudi Arabia, he just they probably would have a problem with him not apologizing. How would Triple H and the Miz were, when they accepted his apology and they did their respective apology onto him, and they buried the hatchet and let it go right underneath them, 6 feet under, or water going straight underneath the, I'll say, 10,000 foot bridge. But yeah, I think it's for the best. What they're doing right now is, yeah, something that's very necessary. But moving on, we got more CM Punk news, but this time about a backstage reputation in WWE after past controversies. And then we got some very I'll say you got some better news for the For the straight edge wrestler, like with his infamously with him infamously walking out of WWE right after the 2024 Royal Rumble match, and he pledges never to return to WWE again. That changed after Punk came back at the Survivor Series Premium Live event in 20. Almost years since his return, Punk's backstage reputation in WWE has been revealed. Before his WWE return, Punk's rival in AEW in 2021 was a landmark event, but it all went down like the drain during infamous brawl out incident like at AEW All Out 2022. Despite these setbacks, like back in June 2023 as a major figure on AEW Collision. However, his AEW tenure ended abruptly after a heated altercation with Jack Perry led into the termination of his contract. In fact, Jericho allegedly called CM Punk a cancer to the AEW locker room. While speaking during the Fightful Selects Q&A podcast in that same episode, Sean Ross Sapp also talked about CM Punk currently his current backstage reputation in WWE, and noted that he has been hearing good things about CM Punk backstage. He thinks Punk is using the opportunity to respond to past criticisms without giving his critics a chance to attack him. He explains, I continue to keep hearing good things about CM Punk backstage. I really think he's taking this as an opportunity to not justify or sort of give any opportunities to his haters to zero in on the things people have criticized him about. CM Punk has been getting great feedback from fans and WWE superstars about the behavior since returning to the company last year, and it's easy to understand why. However, Punk won't be back for some time, as he is currently on hiatus, and fans will miss him until he returns. And do you really think CM Punk has changed his narrative after these backstage altercations through the years and then maybe him getting into fights and situations with the likes of the Young Bucks and Jack Perry was the straw that broke the camel's back of no longer being into arguments, whether if he's in the right or wrong. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section right down below, what your thoughts on the matter. Which I think he is he's a changed man. He's not gonna argue with anybody, unless it's something important and something that's absolutely necessary. But do it in a more mature manner, with everybody trying to at least understand where he's coming from with his perspectives. But yeah, I wish Punk the very best in continuing that he has a very healthy working relationship with his colleagues in the backstage role. Not like him having a job in the backstage role. You know what I mean? With his reputation with him, what's that called? With him having a healthy working like co-working relationship with him. But yeah, let's move on to the next slide. We got Slater's Kerry King names The Rock as his biopic actor of choice, and The Rock is no stranger to taking on larger than life roles from superheroes to secret agents and the Tooth Fairy. But could the former WWE champion and Hollywood megastar be gearing up a thrash metal icon? Well, one legend from the Jenner thinks it would be epic. In a new interview with Metal Hammer, Slater's own Kerry King threw out a wild idea that would definitely get the metal world talking. When asked who he'd want to play him in a biopic about his life, King had some interesting thoughts. The only one that loosely fit the description is Vin Diesel. King shared, but he didn't stop there. If you go down that road, you might also say The Rock. But and then he added, "But I'm not nearly that giant. That would be awesome, though. I'll say The Rock because I like a lot of the stuff he's in. That's right. The Rock playing the lead guitars of Slayer. It's a long shot, but given the unpredictable nature of 2024, especially in the world of professional wrestling and Hollywood, like we've learned to never say never, just like what the Undertaker would say. But anyways, while The Rock is currently set to star as former MMA fighter Mark Kerr, in the upcoming biopic of the Smashing Machine, by A24, it seems like more biopic roles could be on the horizon if he's interested in diving into the world of heavy metal, and he could master Slayer's iconic track War, in symbol. The Rock's next rock concert might be unlike any we've ever seen. like, but do you want to see The Rock playing a heavy metal star like he played the MMA fighter Mark Kerr? And how do you think he's gonna be if he does take this offer and become this character of Mister who's this rock singer? Uh, Kerry King, I think, or Slayer. I think it's just Slayer. Yeah, yeah. What are your thoughts on today? Do you think The Rock's the perfect description to play this role of the rock star? Or do you think it should be someone like a Vin Diesel? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But either way, it sounds pretty interesting, and yeah, anything been happening in 2024, so I wouldn't put doubt it at all. If he does get this role, but I want to wish him the very best, regardless on what his decision is, whether if he takes the offer or not. Yeah, expect your good old SNA to be a supporter at it. As a fan of the final boss, in former People's Champ, I hope that he does well and successful. Even though we're supposed to hate the guy on WWE television these days, but I just cannot help but show some love and support and encouragement, I guess you could say as well. But let's move on to the next slide. Let's talk about Undertaker says Braun Breaker outshined his uncle and dad in promo skills. And then the Dead Man and Booker T got real on the latest episode of 6 Feet Under. The Undertaker's Must Hear podcast, where they dove into the future of WWE and the star of the convo, none other than the powerhouse of WWE Raw, Braun Breaker. Both Booker T and Taker had a lot of to have a lot to say about the rising star. That I think Braun is poised to make major waves in WWE of years to come. Booker T also known for telling it like it is, laid it down straight, like taking about Braun's undeniable talent. He had nothing but praise. He said he's a talent, he's a student, and he's going to be a hell of a star. He's going to be he's going to be big, like making it clear that Braun Breaker has everything it takes to be a huge player in the industry. Even even after Braun's recent loss of the Intercontinental Championship to Jey Uso, Booker didn't see it as a setback. In fact, like he dropped some serious wrestling wisdom, like you and him adding like you got to know how to lose in order to know how to win. Like for him, it's not going to hurt him at all. And he emphasized that his own legacy of being a five-time world champion like wouldn't exist without the losses. Like he took like a lot. I mean, along the way, like it's not about winning and losing. Other than how you win and how you lose, like he explained, make it clear that Brian's journey is just beginning. And the Undertaker, he's saying, weighing in on his opinion about the second generation wrestler. He's jumped as hype like about or no, Undertaker. He's just jumped as hype as Braun's future. Taker's been around the block, like, and his take on the young superstar was glowing. He's a young man. He ain't even scratched his surface like of what he's going to do. Like and he's cuts better promos like than his uncle and his dad already. He's going to be like special. He is special. Like giving Braun one of the biggest accomplishments like a wrestler could receive. Booker T also touched on the decision for Braun not to use the Steiner name, like something that's been a hot topic since his debut. For Booker, it's a move that's allowed Braun to shine on his own. I think a lot of people look at at that as a negative, like, but it didn't give him any advantages. Like he was gonna have to go in there, like, and he was gonna have to get there, like on his talent, like and his talent alone. Like according to uh, according to the five-time WCW champion, like this decision only added to Braun's credibility as a genuine talent, like like in the business. Like he even praised Breaker's attitude, saying, for me, like he's a good listener, like because every time like I talk to him about the littlest thing, like he will always try to implement like it's clear that both Booker T and the Undertaker like see Braun Breaker as one of the top future stars in WWE with his raw talent, like humility, like and and an unmatched work like Epic like is well on his way to carving his own path to greatness. And what are your thoughts on about Braun Breaker? Do you think do you agree with them? Do you think Braun Breaker is going to be a future main event star? Like if he keep this up, and yeah, I agree with one thing what Booker T said along with them, along with everything else that they just said. Like with him being like a tad more better than his dad and uncle, like the Steiner brothers, with him like doing really good promo work, which he does. Like he don't need a mouthpiece in order to speak for him, and because he can speak for his own self. And then yeah, he's been brutally dominant ever since he joined the main roster, like maybe a double times more than he was in NXT, even though he was the top champion on that brand. But yeah, we got so many names that are already in the main event scene, so that's why like you put him in the mid card division so they can show that he's not getting buried and he's not the one that's getting jobbed out. Like they actually have him beat up all the jobbers, and then also Braun Breaker does won the Intercontinental Championship by showing that how powerful he is. And and even Booker T said like even for that loss against Jey Uso, I think it made him put him in another level rather than him being downgraded, like in having a setback. And I think if that was the case, they would not have him back on television trying to get his title back. But it looks like even if he loses again, that's gonna raise him up higher. Like with his performance against main event Jey Uso, it's like he's ready for a shot at the world championship. They just need to book him to that point of let's go back to the drawing board. Have a keep winning. Maybe like the ex Gunther, like when he lost the Intercontinental Championship and went straight up to the World Heavyweight Championship, which, speaking of the ring general, they've been teasing that a couple weeks ago. But it seems like it's just nothing but a tease at the moment, like it was for now. And until like his feud with Jey Uso or anybody else that's a babyface, and when they finally turn him into one himself, like back into one, which will be the first time in over a year since the last time he was in the good guy side. But yeah, that really shocked me. Like when he pretended that he turned babyface to shake main event Jey Uso's hand just to attack him. Like a week later, after his match against Xavier Woods, which he was successful to defend the championship, which I think he'll be the same way when he faces him again, which I think it should be at the Crown Jewel pay-per-view. But there's rumors that had it that they're not going to be fighting the premium live event, rather than probably like exactly a week or two before the event, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. Let me know in the comments, like if you think they're gonna have the rematch at the Crown Jewel pay-per-view premium live event or on the go home show of some sort on Raw. But let's move on. But yeah, I can see Braun Breaker becoming a a main event megastar, like if he hangs around long enough. But next up, we got Rikishi goes nuclear on Vince Russo after disrespectful remarks about Jey Uso. And yeah, oh boy, like we got former WWE star and Hall of Famer and the former WWE writer going at it. Like, well, most likely with uh with the master of the stink face going off on the former writer Vince Russo with on the September 23rd episode of Monday Night Raw. They Uso finally captured the Intercontinental Championship and an emotional about his win on the subsequent episode, respecting Jey Uso and might try to correct and scold Vince Russo. I thought that would never happen in a billion years, let alone the current wrestler, let alone the current wrestler, whether if they're still in WWE or not, like would even do that either. But it happened right here with Rikishi doing while speaking on the Sportskeeda podcast, Legion of Raw. Vince Russo said he didn't understand Jey Uso's emotional promo for the September 30th episode of Raw, while stating that wrestlers should view titles like as props and treat them like just another job. Like he explains, I don't understand like this. Like the dude was so emotional, like he could hardly speak. I don't understand. Like this is a job. Like the title is a prop. Like for for the life of me, like these wrestlers get emotional over winning a prop. Like Jey Uso has been around forever and forever. In response, Rikishi addressed Russo on his own podcast, which is the Off the Top. He strongly defended his son, calling out Russo for his comments, like profane, in a profane rant. Like Rikishi made it clear that Russo, who never wrestled, has no right to criticize someone like Jay, who has spent 17 years in the ring and has uh, uh, dealt with physical pain and personal sacrifices to reach this point in his career. He he barked back, okay, if you're listening, like Russo, like first off, of all, like you can't go f yourself. You can go f yourself. You don't have the right to even put my son's name in your mouth. Like you don't have a right to talk about somebody that has laced up boots for 17 plus years, like broke bones, sweat, tear, and even blood in the ring, in that ring to be particular. Like sometimes 45 minutes, like 45 minutes ladders, chairs match, like split wide open. Like you don't have a right to open your mouth of what you think is right for a person, like when you finally win this so-called MF and prop, that you think, like when was the first time when did you ever get your ass in there, like run a match like 45 minutes. Anybody can pull up a pencil and write your fantasies of what you think an angle is supposed to be. But when you talk about my boy, like when you talk about you didn't understand you're a GD, right MFer, you didn't understand. And then And then Rikishi invited Russo to address his comments in person, stating that he doesn't tolerate disrespect like towards his family, especially his son. He liked it, like the hard work and dedication like that his family, particularly Jay, has put into the wrestling business for over 75 years. And he added, so if you got a problem you got a problem with my son, if you got a problem with him winning the strap, like the so-called prop, like your ass called it, cause that's what you do. You you that damn computer, gangster, like the one who wants to talk sugar honey iced tea behind online, while you're letting your fingers do the talking like through your phone, or whatever the case may be. Like, hey man, step up, step the f up, like let's do this. Like you ain't even gonna have my boy there, like me and you, anytime you want to open your mouth like about the NOYE/Fatu family clan. or the Hawaii/Fatu clan, like, and you try to disrespect what my boys like, or what my family has worked hard for 75 plus years, man. This kid like here bust his ass for 16 years, man. So you would never know that hard grind, let alone not being home for his kids, like traveling like one slide of the of the world, like to the next side of the world, like to do what he's got to do. Like there has to be a purpose, like for something. Like what is it like what is it like with you, like like trying to knock a moment that means so much to a person, like that's well deserving. So I ain't hard to find, my man. Like you want to link up, like you know where to find me. Like keep my family's name out your mouth, like especially my son. Regardless, Rikishi has every right to defend his son Jey Uso, like from all forms of criticism, like especially when Jey Uso was simply being genuine, like from the heart in his promo. Like therefore, it remains to be seen whether Vince Russo will respond to Rikishi profane rant like soon enough. And yeah, what are your thoughts on to this beef with what Rikishi has onto the what's his name to Vince Russo for criticizing Jay Uso's work, especially with his promo post week's celebration, which I think Rikishi has every point, and he has a point, and he has every right to defend his son because, like, what was the point of Vince Russo bringing that up? Like, it's not like he's just wanting to find some reason to complain about and just being negative, which sometimes that's the case for the former WWE. Right? I mean, there's some of the things he says that is pretty true, and you cannot argue about that, and you can agree with that in many ways, but when it comes to talking about somebody's family member like that, you best to keep your name out, keep their names out of your mouth. Just saying, which I believe Rikishi's in the right here. But I want to ask you this question: like, do you think that Rikishi really is in the right, or do you think Vince Russo? If they get in a fight, I think Vince Russo will lose, and I believe we gonna have Rikishi let him have it by hitting him, making a surprise appearance, like to help him out, like beat him down and doing the stink face with him, even hilariously ask him for any last words. But what if he does hit that move on the Vince Russo? That would be very hilarious. Like, what if he hits that maneuver? But if he does hit that maneuver, that'll be hilarious. I mean, on the ring, unless they WWE books a match like that, which I don't think they will, unless they hire back Vince Russo being like a writer, and then he could be like some kind of an on-screen authority figure, like that has a vendetta against Jey Uso, trying to give him a hard time. But I don't think he will be like a general manager. Maybe he could be assistant general manager. I don't know. But he be some sort of kind of like in that angle, and we can see they finally main evented with those championships. But yeah, but I hope that argument and this beef does not go like way out of proportion, and let's like hope that they can settle this into a debate like in a very mature way, like who's in the right and wrong, which I think Rikishi's in the right on to this one. Like with Vince Russo can run his mouth just a bit too much. And maybe Vince Russo should not should be careful and choose his words wisely, even if he have some criticisms. Like I think he should make it positive, saying like I'm not sure like if he should went into this route, but I can do understand like where he's coming from, like with him considering this is his first championship run, a singles championship run. So like I'm gonna let him have his moment, and I hope there's gonna be something more to this title reign, which I would say myself like let's hope it will be a shorter reign. like his father, like with him hardly hold on to the title for like 2 weeks. Luckily, it's been past that. Actually, it's been like 3 weeks since he's been the the Intercontinental Champion. I believe he's gonna be putting more. Even if he does only hold it for a couple of months, at least it's better than holding it much more shorter. But yeah, I wish him the very best, like of his title reign. Even if it is a little bit shorter than expectation, which I'm not wishing that upon him. I wish he'd be more successful rather than being much more of a failure. But I guess that's going to be it for that subject, and let's move on and let's talk about Adam Cole makes first remarks after AEW Wrestle Dream return. Like with Adam Cole's ankle injury sustained at AEW Grand Slam last year, like resulted in fractured like in three different areas in insignificantly affected his wrestling career. After a lot of participation, like he made a long-awaited return to AEW Wrestle Dream last weekend, and has now shared his first comments following his return. At AEW Double or Nothing in May, Adam Cole cut a promo that led to MJF's return from injury. Like this led to a confrontation where MJF attacked Cole, like taking him off TV and making fans think their feud was finished. Like during the Wrestle Dream event, Daniel Garcia interrupted Jack Perry's attack. Uh, after his TNT title match with Kazuchika Shibata, how with him trying to do a beatdown onto the wrestler with Daniel Garcia come to say, but however MJF surprisingly returned and stopped Garcia. Like MJF mentioned that while he was away from have been had been uh, making movies and a lot of money. Like he also said got his Dynamite Diamond ring back from the pawn shop where Daniel Garcia had sold it. Like as MJF was about to attack Garcia with the ring, Adam Cole made his shocking return. While Cole didn't get physical with the salt of the earth, his presence was enough to make MJF run away. Fans also noticed Cole running without his signs of injury, suggesting he might be ready to wrestle again. Like Cole took to his Twitter account and uploaded a photo of himself at AEW Wrestle Dream as the rejoiced in making his long awaited return for good measure. Like with him tweeting, "Yeah, guess who's back? Boom, Adam Cole, baby." Like we have also reported that Adam Cole has officially been cleared to return to the ring, so fans can expect him to compete again as soon as possible. Therefore, it remains to be seen how AEW will book Cole in the coming weeks, as he will now be a permanent fixture of AEW television. And are you looking forward of Adam Cole's uh, next upcoming match even his rivalry angle with MJF? And when do you think he's going to have his first? But it was good that they booked what they just did, which it helped out Jay Uso to being more singles guy, even though his character is just being a yeet master. But let's hope he maintains that path and also when I being upgraded to being a world champion one day, which I would give it about in 2020. like with it being a world heavyweight champion. I'm already going to predict that and proclaim it. Like, and he's going to be doing wonderful things with that championship. And then there's going to be a moment that everybody's going to remember, like for many more years to come, with the main event Heat Master will finally get his due. And also same with Braun Breaker, which you probably give him a little while like to get to that path of winning. Well, no one doubt that he would get some revenge on the Jey Uso, win a world championship. Like saying he kind of humiliated him on that night, and now he's gonna humiliate him in his moment. But I don't think it will do that in a burial way, like with him gonna beat him. Like it's actually gonna be a really great match. It's gonna tell a story into that path if they do if WWE goes into that direction. But do you think that will happen? Let me know in the comments down below as well. But back to thanking you guys for watching the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if so, please make sure to hit the big thumbs up button to prove it, and consider hit the subscribe and the post notification bell for more SNA content. And make sure to check out both my Raw review video, which is gonna it's gonna continue its 2-hour nature, which you can check out on tonight's Raw, exclusively on the USA Network, with them losing an hour due to their extension, like of staying on Monday Night Raw, because I believe last week was their final. Was the day was supposed to be due, but they managed to get to extend a show, like to be on USA Network till January when they move to Netflix, which is going to be the same time when they're going to go back to the 3-hour roots. But yeah, we will be seeing Gunther and Cody Rhodes going face to face with one another, to talk about what's in their minds, and not like giving out any further detail, only just telling them that they're going to beat one another, like typical rivalry, rivalry stuff, like with the baby face saying they're going to win and get the bragging rights, or while the heel thinks otherwise. While we got Rhea Ripley calling out Raquel Rodriguez and what's her name, Liv Morgan. We also got return of a certain particular former tag team that was on NXT that had to get their name changed like about 5 years ago, which they were going with that name until this year, which they're finally now going back to that name, which that's only detail I'm going to give for those that are watching that do not want to be spoiled. And also, we're going to be seeing the Braun Breaker versus Kofi Kingston match, which we all know who's going to win that match, even if I didn't give out the spoilers and the reports. And also, let's see. And we also got a very interesting women's tag team match with Damage Control's Kairi Sane and Io Sky versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, the champions. And make sure to check out my Monday Night Football review video, which is going to be the Buffalo Bills taking on the New York Jets, which is going to be Josh Allen versus Aaron Rodgers. It's going to be the battle of the AFC East, which I think whoever wins this game will definitely be the first place spot on the AFC East, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, let me know who's going to win that game and a matchup, which is going to be live at Buffalo Stadium at what's it called? I totally forgot what the stadium's called, but I'm going to try to remember it as soon as I make the video. But I'm going to let you guys go right here, and I hope you guys have a wonderful Monday afternoon, and I will see you all in the next video with some more SNA content. Until we get Super Ninja Austin, out of here. Bye-bye, my Assassinators. Y'all take care and have a Super Ninja awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you guys soon on the next video. So, yeah, so stay tuned for there, because I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.